Hey everybody, Brandon Boyd with The Brandon Boyd Show. Thank you so much for watching. Hey look, if you follow the channel, you know that I recently applied for the Barclays Business Aviator card, and I've been waiting to figure out if I got approved or not, because I've got the screen that a lot of us dread that says, hey, we got your application, we need more time to think about it. Well, today I'm here to update you on exactly what happened with that application and give you a full update on everything. Before we get started, if you do find this video helpful or mildly entertaining, don't forget to be awesome, give me a big thumbs up on the video, and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications for alerts. Also, if you're in the market for a new credit card, please use the link down in the description below. You'll find a very easy to navigate website that has all the latest offers on most of the major credit cards that are out there, and that will help support the channel as well when you use that referral link, so we would really appreciate it if you would use that. Well, here's the big update. Initially, on the Barclays Aviator business card, I was denied. In fact, I've got my denial letter right here, and I'm gonna read this denial letter and tell you exactly why I was denied, and then I'm also gonna tell the story about how I was ultimately approved for this card after calling the reconsideration line, okay? We're gonna cover a lot of aspects of the application process here, and most importantly, I wanna read the denial letter just to show other people that no matter how many cards you have or how experienced you are in the credit card points and miles game, you're gonna get denied, or you're gonna get the old screen that says, hey, we need to wait and see if we can approve you or not. It doesn't matter how long you do this, okay? So if you're new to all this and you got one of those screens, don't freak out, don't cry. First of all, it's just a credit card, who cares, all right? It's not the end of the world. But hey, everybody goes through this at some point. So I'm gonna read the denial letter and let you see exactly why I was denied for this card. Let's read this letter together. This is the denial letter, and it says, regarding your application for the AAdvantage Aviator Business MasterCard, yes. Thank you for your recent application. We have reviewed your application and determined that we are unable to approve you for an AAdvantage Aviator credit card account for the following reason or reasons. The only reason given on this is that unsecured revolving credit history is too short. And I'll get to that in just a minute when I talk about what I had to go through the reconsideration line in order to ultimately get approved. Now, one thing that I mentioned when I was doing the Watch Me Apply video was that they usually will pull from TransUnion, and that is indicated here. So they use the Consumer Reporting Agency information. They did pull from TransUnion. Now, for those of you that are interested, my credit score was 789 when they pulled this, so it's pretty high. Is it perfect? No. But I've also got like 13 or 14 hard inquiries on my TransUnion report. So whenever somebody says, hey, I don't want to get too many hard inquiries, it could damage my report. If a damaged report is a 789, I think I'll take my chances and take the hard inquiries, all right? The reporting agency played no part in our decision. Sure. It is unable to supply specific reasons why we have taken this action. And then it goes down here and talks about the credit score information. The last line of this page is actually pretty helpful. It says key factors that adversely affected your credit score. And if you turn on the back, it says length of time revolving accounts have been established. And I'll talk about that in just a second as it relates to the reconsideration line and what I had to go through to get that. So a lot of people that are new to all this, they may run into this if your credit history is not long enough. That could adversely impact you for sure. Another one, time since most recent account opening is too short. Well, maybe I open up a card or two every now and then. It's all right. Like I said, I've got like 13 hard inquiries in the last 2 years. Too many inquiries in the last 12 months. That probably goes hand in hand with the account openings being too short and not a long enough time in between. So there you go. Those are key factors that could impact my credit score. But overall, the big issue was unsecured revolving credit history was too short. So that's my denial letter, okay? But yours is going to be different. Everybody's got a different story, okay? But again, I wanted to read the denial letter just to show you that somebody that lives in a household that has 30 some odd credit cards still gets denial letters, okay? It's not the end of the world. After I had received the screen that said they needed more time to look at my application, they did tell me when I called in to get an update that I could go to myapplicationstatus.com and basically just put in your last name, your social security number, and you can look up your application status that way. And it can take a few days for that to update. It had been about 3 or 4 business days, and I got a little bit impatient, and I called and said, hey, what's the deal? I want to talk to somebody in the reconsideration area. And they looked at it and they said, actually, you've been denied. And of course, I'm like, okay, that sucks. That's not great. You don't want to be denied. That's not the optimal outcome we go for here. So once I knew I was denied, I asked to speak to someone in the reconsideration area. And I was basically peppered with questions regarding the issue that was brought up in my denial letter, which I received actually after this reconsideration call. It was already in the mail. The first question that they asked was, why do you have such a short credit card credit history? And those of you that follow this channel know that I'm a former Dave Ramsey financial coach, all right? And if you're not familiar with Dave Ramsey, Dave Ramsey preaches zero credit cards, zero credit for anything, no car loans, no nothing. So I had zero for a long time. I had absolutely nothing on my account except for my mortgage, and that was absolutely it. Since then, things have changed. So when the person on the other end of the reconsideration line said, "Why is your credit history so short?" I was just flat out honest with them, and I said, look, I was completely ignorant about credit cards. They were completely against what I believed in, and I didn't realize all the advantages of having a credit card. I also mentioned the fact that I like the security a credit card provides because, as seen in an earlier video on the channel, I've had my identity stolen before when I didn't have any credit cards, so it is a little bit of a pain to deal with that. They also asked why I wanted this card specifically, considering that I had so many other card accounts that were open, and that's actually a really good question because part of me wanted to say, hey, I really want that sign-up bonus. But the other half of me realized that's probably not a good answer, okay?
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
The answer would be, hey, I don't have a card that gives me the advantages through American Airlines, especially with the free check bags, things like that. So it actually plays a specific part in my business. I also mentioned, hey, I wish there was one credit card that just solved all my problems with my business, but it's just not the case. They all solve different problems. So if they ask why you want a card, don't come out and say, hey, I want it just for the sign-up bonus, because they're interested in getting a long-term card user. They don't want someone that's just in there for the card bonus and then is going to get rid of the card later on. They did verify my income. They asked why I wanted the card for my business. So relate that back to your specific business. Actually look at how it's going to impact your business and your travel, in my case with American Airlines, right? I wanted some American Airlines miles. I've got some travel coming up where I'm going to need those miles, and I can't use my Delta Sky miles to go on American Airlines flights. It doesn't work that way. So I use that argument as well. After answering all those questions from the reconsideration line, they put me on hold for 2 or 3 minutes, and it came back that I was approved. So again, keep calling until you get the right person, and they will help you out if you can sell your story well enough to the card issuer. I did get approved for the card actually about a week and a half ago. I've been waiting on this card. I've actually asked it to be expedited twice for me because they keep forgetting to do it or they're just not going to do it. So when that card does arrive, I'm going to do a full unboxing and review of that card. I had actually planned on doing that sooner. It just never showed up, but I have been approved. I did double check one more time to make sure they weren't like, hey, we changed our mind, you're now denied. I'm just waiting on the card. So Barclays, if you see this, if you could just get that out to me, that would be great. So keep an eye out for that. All of this wrapped up to say, hey, if you get the screen that says we need more time to look at your application, or you just flat out get the denial letter like I got, don't worry about it. Call the reconsideration line and keep calling until you get in touch with someone that can help you. If they can't help you, hang up, call again. Hookah, hookah, hookah. Hang up, call again. It's a key part of the credit card points and miles world because just because one person can't help you doesn't mean that the next person that picks up can't help. That's what I've done. That's why I have 13 hard inquiries in the last 2 years. It's just how I play the game, all right? We've got about 30 some odd credit cards between my wife and I, and we've hit road bumps along the way, but if you get discouraged and stop, you'll never get to where you want to go, and you'll never get the points and miles that you want, and thus you'll never get to travel and do the things that you wanted to do. So keep pushing forward and don't get discouraged. Let me know down in the comments if you've had any experience with Barclays and you've been denied for really any of their cards. Let me know what you think about this. I'm curious to hear what you have to say. As I mentioned on this channel a lot, we have a lot of new people in the points and miles area that do watch this channel to get tips and advice. So any information that you can leave down in the comments will help someone out. And again, if you're interested in a credit card, make sure you check out my referral link down in the description below. When you apply through that referral link, that greatly helps the channel. I can't thank everyone enough for their support in doing that so far. It means a lot to me and this channel, and we've got so much more great content coming for you guys in the future. If you found this video helpful or mildly entertaining, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications for alerts, and when you click on the Brandon Boyd Show, click, 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 you're gonna get the latest information on credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, finance, denial letters, and everything in between, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. We'll see you soon.